Welcome to Take Off, a Points and Miles podcast by 10X Travel. I'm your host, Travis, and today I'm joined by Matt and Emily. And today for one of our early episodes for 2026, maybe our first, my brain is not remembering right now, we're going to be talking about what U.S. airline program we feel has some of the best value in 2026. It's going to be a bit of a roundtable discussion. We're each picking an airline to defend, so that might mean that your favorite airline is excluded. That doesn't mean it's a bad value. It just means we didn't pick it. So please don't flame us too much in the comments if we didn't choose yours. We're not saying that it's inferior. We're just saying none of us wanted to defend it. So
also, I have to butt in here and just go ahead and preface this, but I was the last one to choose, so I got what was left over because the airline I'm talking about would not be who I would pick. So there we go.
Oh, well, to be fair, that only happened because they said there was one airline I was not allowed to pick. So for those of you who think
gotta make your job a little hard, Travis.
So for our listeners who think that I'm only a United stan, don't worry. Today, United is not my choice. It was forcibly taken away from me. But I feel confident in the one that I'm defending today.
Yeah, I'm not really sure how you got an upgrade out of this. It was supposed to be the opposite, but whatever.
Yeah. I ended up with Alaska, so that's what I'll be defending today. Matt, Emily, what are your airlines of choice?
I got good old American Airlines.
Well, my airline of choice would be Alaska, but the airline I'm talking about today, or the program I'm talking about today, is United MileagePlus.
You know, it almost feels flip-flopped for y'all. Matt, you're in North Carolina, Charlotte, American hub. Emily, you're in Denver, a United hub. So almost...
And Southwest.
Yeah.
And Southwest, yeah. But almost...
And Frontier.
Oh, we should have picked that one.
You got
Man, you sure you don't want to take Frontier, Emily?
I am considering it.
What do they call it? The Den?
Yeah.
The discount den?
Discount Den, that's right.
Yeah. Yep. I just think of Discount Double Check. I don't even know what brand that's for, but yeah, no, I think I'm going to stick with what I got.
Oh, well, there you have it. We've got Alaska, United, and American. Each of us are going to make our case, and at the end, we'll see if we can come to a consensus about which one we think offers the best value in 2026. The reason we're doing this episode is, start of the year, airlines inevitably end up changing their programs. So while we're defending it, part of this is also just to help bring you up to speed on some of the recent changes across some of the programs, and let you know what to expect in 2026. But leave your thoughts in the comments. Who do you think made the best case? Which airline do you actually think is best? Let us know, and maybe it'll be different from ours. And maybe you'll say, no, you should have picked a different one, but we're fine with that. So let us know what you think after this discussion. But as always, we've got to start with an icebreaker. So for today's wonderful icebreaker question, which has absolutely nothing to do with the best US-based airline programs. Have you ever had a snack in an airport lounge that was so memorable that it just made your day, your week, your month, or maybe even your year?
My year? Oh, I might have to rethink that, but I do have a good snack. I've recently been going to one of the lounges in the Denver airport that has these amazing little mini pancakes with like a lemon, kind of like meringue sauce on them. And I also recently discovered that you can buy the little mini pancakes at Costco. So now I have unlimited little mini pancakes. I think they're called Belgian Boys.
And
I've had those. I know what you're talking about.
They're so good. They're unreasonably good for like just a pre-made little pancake, but you can put them in the air fryer for like 5 minutes and they're the perfect pancake texture. So for anyone who can't visit a lounge as often as they might like, you too can enjoy this snack in the comfort of your own home.
Belgian Boy air fried pancakes. I don't know that that pancakes and air fryer are two words that I necessarily would have put together, but it makes sense. Like the air fryer is always a better way to reheat things.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you could put them in a pan, but then you'd have to, I don't know, tend to them while you cooked them instead of just walking away.
Well, if you don't put them in a pan, you cook them in an air fryer. Are they technically an air cake, not a pancake?
Well, they've already been panned.
You don't know that though.
Yeah, I do.
Do you? Okay. I'm just.
Well, I mean, how else?
Did it say on the container they were air fried?
Have you visited
No,
the
I
manufacturing
air fry
plant?
them.
No, that's you. Okay. I was just making sure that there wasn't like on the label it had said something that they had been air fried pancakes.
Oh, I mean,
I was just looking for a misleading advertising lawsuit or something.
I don't know if you're going to find that here today, Matt.
Okay.
But you
All
can
right.
keep digging.
That lady that sued McDonald's for the hot coffee not labeled as hot.
Yeah. Yep.
One day I'm gonna find one like that.
Hey, you can join the United class action right now against window seats.
Oh, right.
Oh,
that aren't
yeah.
true window seats.
Right.
Yeah, there's I don't know if it's still going on or not, but there's a class action against United for selling window seats that didn't actually have a window, so claiming that it was misleading advertising to the consumer.
Yep. Stand your ground, I guess.
That was a bit of a diversion. Matt, what's your lounge
Yeah.
hack that's leading us to talking about lawsuits?
Yeah. I'm not suing anybody currently, but I'm going back in time a little bit before American Airlines changed some of their lounge setups at JFK. What is currently the Chelsea Lounge, I believe. I haven't been to it since it's changed, so I might be off on this, but it used to be the flagship first lounge, and they served higher end type stuff there. You could get access to it if you're flying international first class on I guess one world carriers from JFK, or the few flagship first routes that they flew from New York, which were JFK to San Francisco, LA. I think San Diego was in there for a little while, but on some of the premium ones. So we did that one time, and we ended up having like a 6 or 7 hour layover. So we just sat in that lounge all day drinking Laurent Perrier Grand Cycle champagne, I think is how you pronounce it, but I might be off on that.
Is
but
your
either way, it's
snack
like
a champagne?
Yes. I'm sorry. Is that a problem? I'm failing to see the issue here.
I was waiting for the food that you paired
No,
with
absolutely.
It was
champagne.
two.
I mean, there was food, but it wasn't the memorable part.
Oh man,
So
you know what's
Right.
it's like a $250 bottle of champagne, and while it's not the best champagne I've ever had, while flying on the ground, I believe it is, and it was pretty good to be able to essentially drink a bottle all day. So yes, it was a snack.
Fair enough.
I remember one time when I was flying Cathay Pacific first class out of JFK, Matt was this close to booking a flight up to New York just so that way I could guest him into the flagship first lounge.
Yeah, because I think you had like a long layover there. And I was like, well, I'll come drink champagne and work with you for the day.
Yeah,
I didn't end up doing it, but I was very close to doing it.
The burgers in there are really good too.
Yep. I
Fantastic.
haven't been since they changed it, but
Neither have
I suspect it's still very good. The best part potentially about that whole deal is you go through this or at least you used to, automatic opening door to get into it. It's just kind of this like private part of the normal business class lounge, but there's a person at the door because, it's pretty restricted. Like there were 10 people in there the whole day or something. But the bathrooms and stuff are outside with the common folk, essentially. So after drinking lots of champagne, had to go use the facilities maybe a couple times, and you walk past everybody and go back in, but you get to see all the champagne that they have out with the regular lounge, and it is not as good. It was, I don't know, Tatangier or something, or no, Piper Heidsieck or whatever. Anyways, fine, but I was like, oh, the good stuff's in here.
I feel like now I just want an entire episode of Matt pronouncing champagne houses because
And by pronouncing, you mean butchering?
I have no idea if those are right. It is definitely not how I say them in my head.
Oh,
But,
okay. Well, do tell.
No, we'll just move on to my favorite snack from the lounge.
Boo.
I probably mess them up way worse. My favorite snack was at one of the few Star Alliance lounges in Buenos Aires. So it's not associated with an airline, it's associated with the alliance as a whole. And when I was in Argentina, South America in general, found this snack called and I'm probably messing this up, but an alfajores. And they're these little shortbread cookie sandwiches with a creamy filling, sometimes covered in chocolate. Oh, just so good. And I remember we had bought some to bring home, but then we're sitting there in the lounge and they bring out fresh made, and I might have stuffed myself full on them. They're one of my favorite little treats now.
Nice.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
No class action lawsuits needed. And I think gets Emily's seal of approval as a snack, probably.
Yeah, no, I would count that as a snack.
I mean, champagne still has calories, so you can argue that it's still providing you energy and fuel.
Oh,
allegedly.
yeah. Fuel.
Yeah.
That's how I like to start my day.
Yep,
A little champagne fuel.
A little shot of bubbles in the morning with a single drop of OJ in it.
Yeah.
It makes it healthy, right?
Yep.
Well, with that out of the way, let's get to our best US-based airline programs for 2026 showdown. We're going to go through a few rounds. We'll be covering which ones or why we picked the one we did for earning points, why we picked the one we did for redeeming points, why we picked the one we did for elite status. If you're someone who is chasing elite status and has the flexibility to choose between different programs, why we think you should pick ours, which one's partner networks and alliances are best. And then at the end, we'll see who made the best case. So
this is not the argument that I was understood when I was sent the outline for the episode. It was, hey, talk about United, not you're here to defend why everybody should choose United.
Well, this is what happens when the episode is led by a debate team person.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
I mean, defend it to your best. I mean, I have full faith in you. There's some definite reasons to choose United, and maybe I'll give some of my own commentary on it.
I'm not looking for free lunch, Travis.
Yeah, no handouts.
Oh, even if it's champagne, that's only free
kind?
snack. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
that's a snack,
that's
not
correct.
lunch.
Yeah.
Not lunch,
That's true.
not a
That's
meal.
true.
That's lunch. So let's talk earning points. Which program or why your program you feel shines in its ability to earn points? I'll go first because Alaska is alphabetical, not because mine is first on the outline, of course.
That's such a close call. All right.
It is,
fine.
yeah. L versus M. Yeah, I had to do that one in my head really quickly.
Yeah, I was
before
like,
I said it out
A,
loud.
B, C, D. Okay.
How's that alphabet go, Emily?
Yeah. I could do the whole thing if you want.
I just jumped straight
Can
to...
you do it backwards?
No.
I just jumped straight to like L, M, and O, P, and I was like, oh,
Right.
L before M. Yeah. So what are some things that make Alaska really stand out in its ability to earn points? Alaska in 2026 is introducing a new choose your own adventure, if you will, for earning points on paid flights. So like this first part only relates to if you're paying cash for flights. But if you are, and sometimes you are, especially if you're repositioning, or let's face it, sometimes people prefer to save their points for bigger international trips, or you're a work traveler who is paying for them and wanting to get the best return. Well, then with Alaska, you can now choose your own adventure. You can choose to earn points either based on the distance flown, where you just get one reward flight mile for each mile flown. So if it's a 12-mile flight and you choose to earn this way, you will earn 12 miles. If it's a 5,000-mile flight and you choose to earn this way, you'll get 5,000 miles. Alternatively, you can choose to earn based off of the price that you paid. You earn 5 points for every $1 spent. That, of course, excludes taxes and fees because it always does. But, if maybe the price conversion is higher than the distance flown, you can choose that. If neither of those are great, which especially applies to some of the short haul routes, like the shortest flight in North America that's in Alaska that I don't remember where it is, you can just get 500 points for each flight segment. This probably isn't going to be your best choice if you're looking to go from, say, New York to Seattle, but like Alaska operates a lot of short routes on the West Coast, like where Emily lives.
Come on.
Like within California. And if these are the flights that you're frequently taking, just getting 500 per segment might be your best bet. So what really shines is your ability to maximize on each flight and to determine, hey, which one's going to give me the most? Is it going to be the distance flown, the price paid, or per segment, rather than just being locked into one way? There are some downsides here, like if you choose the distance program, there's no class of service bonus. So if you're flying first class versus economy, it's still just you earn 1 mile for each mile flown. Whereas with other programs that it's more based off of the cash tier, you'll often get a bonus multiplier for a different class of service. That doesn't really apply here. But the flexibility kind of makes up for it. Choose your own adventure, but you can choose the best way to go. Of course, if you're looking to earn from cards, Alaska has been really improving their card portfolio over the past year with the merger with Hawaiian and the rebrand to the Atmos rewards program. You've got 3 cards that you can choose from now. The 2 with the lower annual fee, the Atmos Rewards Ascent Visa Signature and the Atmos Rewards Visa Business Card, earn the highlight categories to me, of course, beyond the bonus, which are usually pretty generous. 2x on gas, EV charging, cable, streaming services, and transit, including rideshare. You are missing some of those higher value categories like dining and groceries, but it does cover a decent basis on everything else. Now, the higher annual fee card has some niche use cases, but could definitely be worthwhile. The Reward Summit Visa Infinite card earns 3 points on dining and on all foreign transactions. So Levon actually called this one out in a previous episode, since he works as a digital nomad, where most of his expenses are foreign transactions.
Yeah.
Means basically every single expense that he makes, he's earning 3 points per dollar. So like,
It's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
in that niche case, it's pretty hard to argue that you're going to find a better value than that. But I know that that's not going to apply to everyone.
Most people,
That makes my brain start working. You know how well, I don't know if it's the rest of the world, but a lot of places, like I think of in Europe, when you go to check out as an American, you can choose either pay in euros or dollars. If only here in the US, you could do that as well. Be like, no, I'd like to pay for this transaction in euros, please.
Yeah.
And that would potentially count as a foreign transaction because it in theory routes, but I don't know.
That is really interesting.
That would be a fun loophole if so.
Yeah.
You know, another place where it could make sense is I know some people who live like on the border with US and Mexico, and maybe people on the border with US and Canada will sometimes cross over to buy stuff. So if you're someone who's doing a lot of your shopping, even though you live in the US on the other side of the border, hey.
Yeah. Not a bad.
Getting real niche case here.
We are. We are. But if it applies, like it's virtually unbeatable.
Oh, for sure. Hey, circling back to what you were talking about, the choose your own adventure. Do you know how that works in practice? Like,
Yeah.
do you designate it for the year? Do you do it per trip? Like, how does this work? Do you know?
It's not super clear yet because this is rolling out in 2026. So, and we're recording right now in 2025. So haven't quite seen it yet. From what I read, my understanding is that it's per flight or per trip. So per trip, you can choose how you're going to earn miles on that one. That might not be correct, total disclaimer, but that is my understanding, is that it's a per trip.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So
interesting. Yeah. To me, I just read that as unnecessarily complex. Like, you know, for me as a customer, it's like one more thing I have to try to decide ahead of time to make sure I don't miss out on. You know, it feels like almost like a coupon book of benefits for a car. It's like, oh, good, one more thing I have to try to get some value out of. But I don't know, I'd be curious to see how it plays out.
Man, do you get really frustrated when you have to pick your own seat too, or you just let them assign whatever you get?
No, I just kind of pick with what happens there, like what's available. I don't know.
It's not too many choices for you.
Usually not, no. So I'm just looking for the first aisle near the front of the plane.
Yeah.
Like as close as I can get. I don't know. Don't make me think.
I'll wrap it up and hand it over to someone else to try to pretend like their program earns as well as Alaska does. with probably the biggest weakness for Alaska is flexible currency transfer. There's only one transfer partner right now. It's from a program that typically earns, that is known for earning points on rent payments through their platform. Makes it a little bit more niche. There are some use cases for that program for some people. Other people like myself, I don't earn a ton of points there. So really my only way to earn Alaska miles is through an Alaska card or through actually flying. That's really going to be the biggest downside, is the lack of the fact that it's not a major bank program that transfers there. That makes it pretty limited. So we'll take that L because you get options, flexibility, and some niche times where earning those points from the cards can be really pretty sweet. Alaska, top of the list alphabetically and probably top of the list in its ability to earn points. But Matt or Emily, who's going to challenge it?
Who's going to challenge it? I don't know. I can be a short intermission here between the two A programs, apparently. Earning points, I'll take United. Honestly, United's got great opportunities for earning points. They have 8 co-branded credit cards available that you can get, a mixture of personal and business. And yes, if you are getting in the nuance and details, you might think that one bank only offers 6. Where are the other 2 from? Well, if you are a resident of Guam, you can technically be eligible for some United co-branded cards from First Hawaiian Bank. I don't think you can actually get these if you're a resident of Hawaii, which is ironic because it's called First Hawaiian Bank. But they issue some co-branded cards because United actually has a hub in Guam, in case you didn't know that. Legacy. Wow, I'm getting really into the weeds here. But Legacy from way back in the day when they merged with, bought Continental, they had some rights and stuff too, routes and stuff in Guam. So I've always been niched, but interested in that nuance.
Wow. So I was just looking this up, and you can also get it if you're a resident of the Northern Mariana Islands. So
weren't you a resident there for like 4 or 5 days? If only you were eligible.
Let's not exclude all of our listeners from the Northern Mariana Islands.
There you go. Yes. Yeah. Another diversion there. But regardless, lots of options on the co-branded side to earn miles, which is great. And obviously, similar to most programs, like we'll mention here today, elite status, you'll get, or from your spend on actual flights, you'll earn miles, then multiples from if you have a level of elite status. So to me, nothing really shines on that side of things. On the earning point side for United, they kind of just blend in with some of the other programs. You can obviously earn on Star Alliance partners too if you're paying cash flights by crediting those flights back to United. But I don't know. To me, nothing really stands out here like otherwise on United on the earning points side, or any really differentiating factors.
I mean, having that many co-branded cards definitely helps.
Yeah.
Makes it easier to play.
You can essentially be eligible for pretty much all of them.
Yeah.
Hopefully that doesn't change.
Yeah. I mean, when it comes to earning for most people out there, credit cards is going to be the way to go.
Yeah.
And the fact that they have so many, there's more co-branded United cards than Alaska and American ones combined, I think. So once you factored that in, and the fact that at least, knock on wood, right now, there's no family restrictions, means you can pretty routinely rack up a couple $100,000 of United miles. So even if
every couple of years,
don't have the most favorable award chart, and it's not like it's that bad. It's just compared to Alaska and American, but you can earn them more. And it's both sides of the equation. If you can earn more than what you're redeeming, then it doesn't really matter that much. Although I might end up being a guinea pig, because I think for the first Hawaiian United business card, you do not have to be a resident of Guam.
Interesting.
It doesn't.
The personal one?
Yeah. The only thing it says about that is that the business license and certificate of existence is needed if your business is located in Guam or Saipan.
Interesting.
Okay. You've been through all the other cards already?
Here's the only problem is the welcome bonus is like 30,000 miles. So cool, at least to me. That's the personal one.
It is 50,000 right now on the
business one.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So close. Is it worth the effort? I don't know. Maybe.
Oh, interesting.
Report back and let us know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you could share all of the application details as you apply for it live, like your social security number, your address.
Yeah, just start setting up like a Twitch for live credit card applications.
Sure, that's
what the youths are doing these days, Travis. Come on.
okay. What? Yeah. I mean, that's the only thing.
Don't you know?
Social security number for is credit card applications, anyways, right?
Precisely. So that's as exciting as United's going to get here, in my opinion.
I mean,
you're selling it a little
easy.
short, I feel like.
I just there's just no shiny like wow thing for it. It's just like a good solid middle of the road type program, and that's maybe where I'm not emphasizing enough.
Yeah, but that's like where it matters. I think that's the thing, is where it matters for most of our listeners out there. It probably actually is the best.
Yeah,
but
what?
We haven't heard from American.
I know. Yeah. Well, let me walk you through it. So American Airlines also has a number of co-branded cards, although a few of them from one of the banks are being sunset while they switch their partnership over to be exclusive with one of their card issuers. So that will kind of like minimize the number of cards that are available in order to earn points that way. But that said, it is incredibly easy to earn status and redeemable miles and loyalty points just off of credit card spend alone. I think it's one of the few programs that allows you to actually like hit different status levels just based on card spend. A lot of other programs require you to fly a certain distance. I know Travis is about to say Alaska is just card spend as well.
I was actually going to say that you're getting so ahead of yourself. We've got the status section later.
I know. But it's part of earning. It's like an easy way to earn the later section. Anyway, so outside of just like the cards that are available to earn miles on, you also get incremental miles earned per dollar based on your status level. So without any status, if you just sign up for the program, you would earn 5x per dollar on any of your AA spend. So that's cash tickets that you're booking through it. And then it goes up to 7x per dollar on gold, 8x on platinum. Platinum Pro is 9x, and then Executive Platinum is 11x. So you have to kind of hit those status levels first, but you do get, it's easier to earn the higher up you go. But the one thing that's new as of just a few days ago at the time of recording is that basic economy fares no longer earn miles or loyalty points. So people who have been using that to try and boost their balance, that goes away, sadly.
And they are getting a lot of heat for that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, especially if you have one of the cards, I'm just scratching my brain to try and figure out if this is correct. But I think if you have a card, you also like get a free carry-on. So basic economy, if you bought that and had a card, then you don't have to pay extra for the carry-on or worry about that aspect of it. But now it's also like you don't earn points on that fare either.
It feels a little too far. And like you're still paying them money to fly, and some of that is your fare, some of that is your taxes and fees. Like why restrict people from earning there? Like it just doesn't really make sense to me. It just feels nitpicky.
It feels like to me they're focused on the wrong cohort of customers too. I would suspect, and this is a complete generalization, I have no clue on this, that people typically purchasing basic economy fares are not their big money customers who they want to win a ton of repeat business for, like as American Airlines as a whole. So what is issuing miles on those tickets ultimately costing them on the redemption side? I have to imagine extremely low.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it almost feels like they're alienating a small I don't want to say small, but like a cohort of users that are probably not costing them a ton on the bottom line on the redemption side, but are having at the moment like loud voices against this change that to me it just does not make this change really worth it.
Yeah. It screams not being friendly to the customer, even if it's a customer segment that, like you mentioned, probably isn't flying with them a lot, to where loyalty and status and stuff like that really matters. It's more of the symbol that it sends of wait a minute, this is a new change. Like now there's a class of paid tickets where you don't earn anything on, and
they're still not that much cheaper.
Do you want to know my hot take? We've chatted about this. I think this is coming to business class over the next couple of years. I think there's going to be basic business, and I think in the next 5 years there'll be a subset of paid business class tickets, basic business, that
don't earn
points, don't get any of the perks. You literally get the seat, and like that's it.
Like no meals and stuff. Yeah, no lounge access.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You're
seeing it in some European carriers now have essentially a basic business product where like you get the seat, but you don't get the lounge. You have to pay extra for that, or you don't get multiple check bags or like certain parts of it. I think that's going to expand.
Yeah. They've like unbundled it. And
exactly.
It's almost like they're saying you can choose your own adventure there.
Right.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure that would appeal to some people. Like some people just want to roll up.
It just gets more and more confusing.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's just like,
I'm
showing up to the airport. What did I pay for again? What did I sign up for? Heck, I can only remember to pre-order my meal half the time.
Yeah.
And now I have to like pre-order the 7 different choices on my flight and remember what I pre-ordered and actually paid for.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, sir, you forgot to pre-order your blanket and paid $12. You're going to be cold tonight.
You're going to be cold. Yeah, that's not great. That's not great.
Yeah.
Well, I hope not. Well, besides that,
back to American.
Yeah. You can also earn on partner airlines. So you can earn redeemable miles and loyalty points. I think that it's a percentage of the distance flown, and also varies based on the class of service that you book. So it's not as easy as it is on just the American Airlines operated flights. But besides that, you can also earn on the shopping portals, the dining portals. We've done a few episodes on those if you're still confused on how those work. But you can actually earn loyalty points from doing your shopping through a portal or linking your card to the American Airlines dining portal. There's some portals you can book hotels through. It's the AAdvantage Hotels portal, your rental cars, that type of stuff. So if you're really on a mission to pad your American Airlines balance, there are a number of ways to do it.
Yeah. And they have been adding... Is adding more cards the right word? I mean, there's technically like 5 now.
Yeah, they've expanded the portfolio.
Yeah.
Travis, let's sound professional.
One like generally isn't worth getting. It has no annual fee and low bonus points. But the other 4, I mean, if you can, with the restrictions that they've got, it can make sense. Like you can't rack up as many as you can United, since there's only half as many cards, especially if you're a resident of...
And only one bank.
Yeah.
United's at least got multiple banks.
Yeah, now they do. So
yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
Looking at you, First Hawaiian Bank.
Yeah. Well, the other place that I think American wins is with their only transfer partner. It does happen to be a major bank, and it's relatively new. So that gives it, I'd say, a leg up over Alaska, but not necessarily a leg up over United.
I'd agree with that, but I would probably argue that because of the number of co-branded cards with United, it generally doesn't make sense to transfer them. Like that's not always true.
Yeah.
But you can earn United miles pretty easily without having to transfer points there. And with their higher redemption rates, oftentimes you can book with one of the Star Alliance partners for the same flight, pending availability, of course, for fewer points. So it often isn't the best sense to transfer there. Alaska, it's can you or can't you? Whereas having that major bank who's also expanded their transferable flexible card portfolio recently, gives you some additional options there too. So,
Are we ready for downsides of American, or are we moving on?
give us
are
the
no
downsides.
downsides. What
What's
do
the
you mean?
downsides?
Here's my biggest problem with American offering so many points, so many status, but primarily the ability to spend your way to status. Everybody does it. So status essentially means nothing except to a small cohort of people. If you live in a hub you have a mid to upper level status, like you're kind of screwed because the top level people will win you out, even though you have a strong status like Platinum or Platinum Pro that you've spent to. There's just so many people that have it that essentially like makes the status worth way less on service than it should be.
Yeah, it almost like you have to kind of think reverse about how you would probably expect to. Like most people who are like, I live in an American hub or a Delta hub or United hub, I'm going to go for status there because most of my flights are on that. It's like you're kind of shooting yourself in the foot because so many other people are doing the same thing.
Mm-hmm. It's the opposite problem, not 100% related, but like Alaska only has one transfer partner. So their points are hard to earn, keep things exclusive. They're able to keep their rates down and justifiable and highly competitive just because, it's supply and demand if we really want to get back to economics. But like on the flip side of that is Americans, like you get miles, everybody gets miles, you get stat, all the things. And then, you see what happens on that side. So,
yeah. I mean, honestly, though, especially for like business owners, I know some business owners who do a lot of inventory who spin their way to status on the card by January or February. It's just so
what are we even doing here?
Yeah. Like there's definitely cases where it can make sense there. For the average person, like Matt said, it kind of sucks if basically you want executive platinum or the other ones are virtually like worthless if your biggest perk that you're seeking is the upgrades.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about redeeming those points. So we've hit some of the pros and cons for earning points amongst the different programs, but let's talk about redeeming them. Why does your program shine at redeeming points? And I know that Matt is itching here for his United.
Yeah. Look, United is a member of Star Alliance, and Star Alliance is a great network of, I don't know, I want to say probably 20 or 30 airline programs. So
I think it's 20.
You can 26. Thank you. You can
Come on,
go
Matt, let's
anywhere.
sound professional.
Yeah.
Exactly. You can go anywhere in the world you want on Star Alliance, just about, and you can use your United miles to get you there. That's a huge pro and perk. However, you have to kind of call out like recent sort of stealth or maybe not so stealth devaluations with some of these. We saw a few last week where just overnight United raised, or last couple weeks it was, sort of raised some prices for just economy flights, transatlantic to Europe, no warning, those kinds of things. So as consumers and in the industry, those are things we do not like to see. One of the other ones that's really become of note over the last couple months, and United's actually confirmed and kind of quoted on this, is basically they're reining in how much partner premium cabin space they're releasing to partners. You used to be able to, firsthand, I've done it multiple times. I used to be able to search on Aeroplan or other Star Alliance partners and find United Polaris flights to Europe very regularly. I mean, not availability every day, but from 2021 to 2025, I probably flew 6 or 8 times round trip on Polaris to Europe this way. We went to Europe a couple weeks ago, basically could find nothing outside of, with partners for Polaris. And there's a reason for this. They've dried this up, or it has dried up, and United has confirmed that they're keeping it all internal for their own customers' usage. And they were literally quoted as saying, we're ensuring that our premier and card holders get sort of best and first access to this because that's where like the value for them is. So what am I trying to say here? Essentially, it's that you're basically going to have to use United miles, at least for the foreseeable future, according to United, to be able to book that metal versus the sort of more flexibility you have been able to have previously to still fly United metal, but with other Star Alliance partners.
Yeah, that is such a tough one to reconcile because as a points and miles person, knowing that I can arbitrage between different programs, really nice. as someone who does like United, does live in a United hub, does tend to fly United a good bit, I actually do find that as increasing the value for me. I actually used that to book a flight back from Australia next year. United opened up availability. Nice. It was limited to card members or elite members only on their Brisbane to San Francisco route in Polaris. So it's not being gobbled up as fast because it's publicly open, because it is a little bit more restricted. So it's really is this tough catch-22 whereby from the points and mile side, this hurts things as a whole. But from the United side, and as someone who is more loyal to United for my work travel, and because of where I live, it actually does feel like an improvement in value, which is kind of the difficult spot.
Yeah, and of course, United offers us usually additional discounts if you're a card holder or have elite status. So if those play into effect here too, it can cost you less than maybe booking with Airplane or Avianca or Life Miles or whatever other Star Alliance partners on some of these routes. If you have some of that criteria, kind of like Travis mentioned. So it's not a 100% negative. It's more just more nuanced now versus sort of wide open than it has been previously.
I do feel like their marketing for that access as a card holder is a little scammy. Like if you log in and you're not a card holder, it will show you a price that only card holders get. But like you can't really verify that in any way.
Right.
And then once you get the card and meet the minimum spend and have the miles to book it, that rate's most likely gone.
Right.
It's just kind of like,
I agree.
Yeah.
But as a card holder, I do like the discount.
Yeah. I'm sure. As a non-card holder, I don't like it.
Yeah. I didn't know you didn't have any.
Well, I don't need them.
Yeah.
Up until now, apparently.
Yeah.
It sounds like your time has come.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yep. All right.
That's all I got for United.
Yeah.
Again, middle of the road, fine. Kind of annoyed with some changes, but still fine.
Really selling it, Emily.
Real winning argument here, Your Honor.
We'll just take reverse alphabetical order here on redemption.
There you go.
Yeah. Well, I guess that means American LMNOP is next.
PONL.
Yeah. There you go. Redeeming American. I've found some awesome uses of American Airlines miles over the last couple of years. I make an effort to always have a balance of them because whenever I don't, I always find the perfect award flight. So it's part of the One World Alliance, so it doesn't have quite as many partners as Star Alliance. I think it's around like 15 or so, but you get the heavy hitters. You get Qatar, you get JAL, you get Qantas, you get a few of those big ones, which is great, especially because of the fixed award chart for partner airlines. So American prices their own flights dynamically, which is kind of frustrating, but sometimes it works out in your favor. But the fixed award chart is big. From the US to Asia in business class, you can usually find flights for $60,000 each way to Japan or Korea, $70,000 to the rest of Asia for the most part. So those are some pretty solid rates. And then on the domestic end of things, because of the dynamic pricing, you can find some really cheap one-ways, like 7,000 points each way. And that's for sure cheaper than United domestic flights. No offense, Matt, but...
Oh my God, I can't believe you would say that.
But I know Alaska and American Airlines are part of the same alliance. So what you're going to hear from Travis is probably that you can book a lot of the same flights using Alaska for cheaper.
I would say what stands out about Alaska is not so much the pricing. Honestly, at this point, like the difference is
nominal. Yeah.
Is nominal. Especially with the challenge of earning Alaska. Like I'd rather pay a little bit more American and know that they're easy to earn versus hard to earn Alaska. But Alaska still has their free stopover program. So, if you're wanting to do Thailand and Tokyo, you could do those in one trip and pay the same flat fee of miles, fly US to Tokyo, stay in Tokyo or stay in Japan for a week and then fly from Japan to Thailand and pay the same cost as if it was a one-way from the US to Thailand. Alaska's new award chart has really unified everything. So it is now very similar to American's. It is dynamic, of course, where it depends on it. Everything is a starts at price now based on distance flown, separated by Alaska and their partners, but it's at least pretty unified now. But Alaska also does have some unique partners like Starlux. Starlux is unique to Alaska, which I have not flown yet, but I have really, really wanted to. I was really hoping to book it for my trip to Australia next year. Instead, ironically, I used American miles to book Qantas business class. So
+1 for me.
But the stopover, which is not exclusive to Alaska, like other programs like Air Canada Aeroplan have stopover programs. I think Cathay Pacific might have one. But Alaska is probably the best and the most generous one. Want to go to Fiji and New Zealand? Great, pay one price for it. So that to me is what makes Alaska stand out, is the stopover program. I believe United officially axed their excursionist perk.
They did, yeah.
Their version of a stopover is lost, and American hasn't had one in as long as I've been in points and miles. So that is really the star there. Again, it makes it a little niche if you're wanting to do kind of a multi-city trip, but there are a lot of times when that really makes sense. I mean, even in Europe, if you're wanting to visit both the eastern and western sides of Europe, where taking train might not be the most feasible, being able to book that extra leg without paying any more is a nice plus.
Yeah. It is a nice program.
Yeah.
It's so good. I love Alaska.
That's why you're annoyed that I went with it.
Yeah. I transferred like 1 million points back for when you could transfer flexible to Hawaiian and then Hawaiian over. Took a gamble, yeah. And I wish I had transferred 12 million. Not that I have 12 million to transfer, but like I wish I had done more. I felt like I was doing a ton at the time and it was just they were just gonna sit there and I was gonna struggle to use them. No, I'm almost
Burning
halfway through them. Yeah.
Wow, nice.
And like it's gonna be hard to earn them again.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
What have you booked so far? Is that how you go to Europe?
Yeah, Europe.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like 45,000 points from Charlotte to Madrid.
That's
London.
crazy.
I think Frankfurt and Munich go back and forth between 45 and 55. I have to go back and look, but even still at 55, it's so good. Now, granted, you're having to find saver space, but it often exists, especially last minute. So
and that's those ones to Germany. Those are on Condor usually, which tends to
the American operates. AA operated flights. Yeah.
Well, they do partner with Condor as well.
Yes, they do.
Which opens up additional ones. I forgot about American Airlines.
Yeah,
so easy to forget about them compared to Alaska.
There it is.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well. Let's talk elite status. Emily, you've already kind of teed this up a bit, so you want to you want to hit the highlights here for us of why you think American elite status is the best?
Well, yeah, sure. I don't know about the best because of what Matt and I already kind of touched on, is like it's so easy to earn that anybody can get it with relative ease, and then it just makes it very crowded. But you can earn it completely based on credit card spend. And most of the cards will have like an elevated earn rate on American Airlines cash tickets that you're paying for. So that's nice as well. But other than that, most of the earn rates are 2x on your common categories like gas or dining, that type of stuff. So you do have to you really got to spend on those. But for a business owner, I mean, if you're spending $200,000 on inventory in the beginning of the year or something like that, and you put it on American Airlines card, then you've got executive platinum for the rest of eternity. I don't know, time.
Until they change the program.
Right, until they change the program. So in that sense, great. It's a great strategy for a lot of people that we've talked to. If you are a business owner with high spend like that, it's great to kind of get the status, check it off your list, and move on to other sign-up bonuses or other elite statuses that you want to get. But for your average person, spending to status is not going to be your best move just because of the opportunity cost of that. But just talking about a couple of the different status tiers, you do start to get cabin upgrades based on availability at the gold tier, which is you need 40,000 loyalty points to hit. And that is a confirmed upgrade about 24 hours beforehand. And then the higher up in tiers you go, the earlier you can get your confirmed upgrade. But again, you're fighting with everyone else who is at those like medium level tiers. So, for me, not being in an American hub and being in Denver, it might work out for me if I could hit one of those like first or second tiers of status. Like I might be fine because there's not that many flights and it's not a hub and people aren't focusing on it. But if you are Matt in Charlotte, you might have a little more trouble.
Oh, 100%. 100%. I know I've seen plenty of people, I'm executive platinum and I've only gotten 2 upgrades this year or whatever. It's like, yep.
Yeah.
Or similar.
If you're not a business with high spend, you're putting a lot of effort in for little reward.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Go ahead, Travis. Sorry.
No. Well, and that is where Alaska could be like a better option. Like the challenge here is Alaska is also one world. So even if you have top tier status with Alaska, you are still competing with those American Airlines people as well. And while you can also earn Alaska status exclusively from credit card spend, you get 1 status point for every $3 spent. That means to hit their highest level of titanium, you actually have to spend more than you would on the American Airlines card. You'd have to spend, I think I did the math, like about $250,000 on the card in a year to earn it versus like 185,000 on the American co-branded cards. So granted,
which is a better status, Alaska's top tier or American's top tier?
Alaska.
You would say, so it would be worth spending the extra money in a business scenario on the Alaska side, you think?
I would say it depends. The reason why I think Alaska's is better in a vacuum, if you're in an Alaskan hub, I guess that's not in a vacuum, is what is unique about titanium. And they're like, this sounds better than it is. And I'll explain what I mean by that. But what's unique about titanium is you actually can get first and business class upgrades on any flight. Whereas with American, United, those complimentary upgrades are typically reserved to flights within North America. To upgrade to business class, they have other mechanisms of doing it. Like Matt, you'll hit on plus points. American, I think they still use like system-wide upgrades or global upgrade certificates. Whereas with Alaska, if you're titanium, you're eligible for an upgrade to business or first class anywhere. Now that the reason that sounds a lot better than it is because that only applies on flights operated by Alaska and Hawaiian,
which is becoming more and more of a thing.
It is. Yeah.
International. I mean, they're flying now a couple spots in Europe.
Yeah.
Obviously to Asia. So like that could become real valuable on specific routes.
It is. Yeah. Like it definitely is. It's one of those that right now, not that like sounds better than it is, but as they expand their international route network, definitely becomes more and more valuable. So don't read into that too much, but it is a differentiator that no one else has that I think actually is a really nice value add if it makes sense for your situation. But that's status in general. It has to make sense for your situation to get there. They have copied some other stuff from American as well. Like they have award thresholds between the levels where you can pick little rewards, which is a nice plus. But also one that Matt flagged for me is you also earn status points for every mile flown on an award ticket.
Yeah, this one's wild to me. So I booked our flights last week to Europe to and from with Alaska Miles, to credit it obviously to Alaska. I got 8,000 miles towards status just from that one round trip. And so I'm like 60 miles short of whatever the silver is, and I care less. But like, 2 or 3 of those in a year, I mean, you could be mid-level status with literally costing you nothing. Yeah, which is just interesting. And to my knowledge, no other programs do that. Or if they do, it's a nuanced one. No other like mainline ones that at least I can think of.
You can earn PQ PQP on United ones.
Earn
But
PQP on award flights?
yeah, but it's pretty. I know this because I was looking at my flight earlier, and it
I think
says
you can get PQF, but I didn't know if you could get PQP.
it
Interesting.
says for my trip from Australia back, I'll earn 1,001 PQP. So it's certainly not at the
So
same.
it's probably a fraction.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Yeah.
Well,
So
I
it's-
have to look what the distance is between Madrid and Charlotte, which is what I did to see if it's literally like 4,000 miles. I mean, if you got 1-to-1.
Yeah, on United you earn
Yeah,
one.
I mean, it's
PQ.
literally 1-to-1. That's 4,100 miles, and that's what I got. That's wild.
Nice.
Yeah.
United, you get 1 PQP for every 100 miles redeemed, but only on flights operated by United or United Express.
Gotcha. Yeah, I knew that. That was coming up in my section. So
Yeah.
thanks for spilling the beans, Travis. Come on.
Yeah. Well, speaking of, speaking of United, why don't you take it away? You know, I've already given you that one, just like you gave me in Alaska.
United's kind of similar but different. The way they earn, I mean, they always have status levels similar to the other programs, but they probably align more closely to Delta, I think, with the qualifications because it's a mixture of like flight segments and how much money you spend. They classify this as premier qualifying flights, or PQF, which is essentially the number of segments you fly. So if you take a 2-stop flight, 3 segments, you would get 3 PQF for that flight, cash or award. And then on the spend side, they classify that as premier qualifying points, or PQP. And it's like kind of like Travis mentioned earlier, it's based on how much money you spend on the tickets, both cash and award, but it's not necessarily 1-to-1. The award, kind of like Travis mentioned, has to be on United operated flights, not Star Alliance partners. So you can either do a mixture of PQF and PQP at the different status levels, or just go the spend only route and earn a higher level of PQP to get there. I know this sounds like, if you're not familiar with this, like I'm speaking Greek, just roll with me here. I feel just as awkward saying it as you probably do listening to me. So, but basically it's a combination of distance flown or number of flights flown and amount of money spent on tickets. And they have published thresholds on how to earn, what the different levels are. And then of course, what the different benefits for that are. Kind of some of the nuanced things to United, at least as of now, it's my knowledge exclusive, is United rewards some of their top level elites with a currency, we'll call it a currency, but the plus point system. Essentially, at certain status levels, you'll earn X amount of plus points that you can then book or like apply to reservations to confirm upgrades in advance. Usually, this is 40 plus points to go from economy to business class on a long haul, except, as you might expect, this is changing. Yay! And I'm sure United announced this as, we're making this program better for you. But no, they're changing how it works. So let's break through some of these United changes, not just plus points, but just elite status changes beginning here in 2026. The one positive is that they're not changing any of the status level tiers. So the amount of PQP and PQF you have to earn are not changing this year. Typically, that's the one they all change. They'll just kind of keep moving the goalposts in front of you just a little bit almost every year, just to make you spend that much more money or fly 2 more segments to earn a status level. So positive there. Good job, United, for not moving the goalposts. What they are moving the goalposts on is that all Premier, well, this is actually kind of a positive too. All Premier members will be eligible for upgrades even when traveling on a ticket booked with United miles. So before, United actually had a pretty restricted policy to restrict upgrades if you were flying on points. Basically, you had to be on a cash ticket, and they would be a lot more generous with upgrades than if you were on points. Now, allegedly, they're not looking at the source of funds for a ticket and pretty much only your elite status for prioritizing you in the upgrade queue. Great. That on the surface to me seems like a positive. On the sort of negative side, Premier 1K members obviously can now start earning plus points through credit card spend. Feels a little American loyalty points-esque. So I don't see this turning out positive for United folks here in the next couple of years, but I'll reserve my judgment. This is effective January 1, 2026. So just recently, and this has gone into play. There likely will be restrictions in place. I don't think those have been confirmed as of yet, but presumably you can't just put $1 million on the card and earn 1 million plus points. There'll be some ratio, but also a cap on them, at least is what I've seen. And this is only limited to 1K members, so some of the top elite members in the United program. So if you're kind of middle of the road, that feature has not been unlocked for you, unfortunately. The one big thing that's changing, and this is in 2027, so there's still some time, is that plus points are going dynamic. Yay, more dynamic stuff in the ecosystem. And of course, this is marketed as, this is a positive to you because you'll be able to find stuff for less pricing than it currently is priced today. Well, guess what the flip side of that argument is, folks? Prices are going up on the more popular demand routes and limiting more availability, all that kind of stuff. Sure, you could find that one upgrade for 15 plus points instead of 40, but you presumably can find the same one for 100 plus points instead of 40, 6 other days of the week. So yeah, again, currently costs currently costs 40 plus points to do a one-way upgrade from economy to business on long haul. So international, that's kind of the benchmark. You'll be able to compare some of that pricing against, but again, that doesn't go into effect until 2027. So know that it's on the horizon. Yeah.
That's a pretty long lead time for a deval.
I will give them credit for that. Yep. That's good.
It is. Yeah. I mean, if you've actually care about, sorry, that sounds like Matt doesn't care about United. If you're someone who's plugged into the United world, you know that like plus points, they feel almost like a scam, right? I'm hit platinum last year. I only got 40. I was only able to use 20 of those this year, which was to upgrade a domestic flight from economy to, I take it back. I think I used it to upgrade our flight to Costa Rica is what they were for. Very rarely do I find instant upgrades available now. It's just getting on the wait list. And yes, it puts you higher on the wait list. But I've also
probably got burned because your wait list didn't clear.
No, actually the opposite of they weren't, well, that has happened and you do get them refunded if it doesn't clear.
Right.
But on that one, they only had one seat available with plus points. So I gave that, I booked that for my wife, you apply them in advance. But since I have platinum status, I was still on the list. Guess who was number one and guess who was number two? So we would have both gotten upgraded anyways without applying plus points.
Gotcha.
Is the takeaway.
Yeah.
So, they've added you can redeem them for a travel bank or anything, but I see people on Reddit with hundreds of plus points.
And they expire, right?
And they expire, doing giveaways and stuff. So
yeah, that's the big thing right now when we're recording this kind of the holiday season is these are expiring in a couple weeks. If you have plus points, send them to me. I'll essentially try to match you with people that are going somewhere and can use them because you can apply them to essentially any reservation. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I've got 20 right now, actually. So, they expired January 31st, 2026. I think this comes out before then. So if you've got a flight, check to see. I'll do it if there's guaranteed. I won't do it for a wait list, but first person who comes to us with hey, here's my domestic flight in economy with guaranteed plus point upgrade. Let us know. And first person who we can coordinate it with, I'll apply those plus points because I'm not using them. So,
but you only have 20. So halfway through the flight, you have to get out and go back to economy. Is that what the,
well, no, that's for international. So it 20 will only get you an upgrade on a domestic flight.
Yep.
So
you were supposed to roll with the joke here.
Oh, my bad.
No big deal. Yeah. Come on now.
So that's United. I feel like United's is a little complex. Once you are in their ecosystem, you kind of learn the nuances, but it could be cleaner. It could be easier. But then if it was, it would be like American and everyone would have it just from credit card spend. Because they do at least cap the, while you can earn progress towards status from their credit cards, they cap it.
Yep.
So it does.
Every card counts towards status, right? Spend on it. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and it varies between, you get one PQP for every $15 to $20 spent, depending on the card. So, it's less of a way of you can just buy your way to status and more of a
supplement.
You can supplement it. Yeah.
I think that's the better way to do it personally than how American has it, where it's just a free for all. But I don't know that I'm sure American appreciates the bottom line impact of the free for all on the spend side versus.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, but
I'm
so.
sure. So, well, our last one, and we've talked on this a little bit, is partner networks and alliances. Who's got the best partner network? And Emily and mine are virtually the same. Alaska, it's One World. They have a few exclusive partners like Starlux, Condor, Latam, technically Singapore, if they ever open business class availability to partners. But Starlux and Condor are probably the standouts there.
I mean, I think this one, just based on the numbers, Star Alliance is literally like double what
Yeah.
One World is. So
Yeah.
just on like a numbers basis, it has to win, right?
I think so.
Yeah. If it was close,
think
if it was
so.
close, like
Yeah.
One World's got what, 13, give or take, and you said
Yeah.
Star Alliance is 26. I mean, if it was
Thank you.
13 to 15, I think you could then get into splitting the hairs, but to literally be double,
Yeah.
that's kind of wild.
Yeah.
The upside is you do have like some of the better products in One World, like Q Suites, Japan Airlines,
Yeah.
Qantas, but
Mhm.
You still have ANA, Singapore.
ANA, Singapore, yeah,
Yeah.
forgetting those.
Who else
I mean,
am I forgetting?
oh, Turkish is pretty nice.
Turkish, the new Lufthansa. Yeah, I mean,
You've got options.
yes, both alliances have options.
Yeah.
I will say both of those alliances have better options than SkyTeam.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
So putting us on the spot, out of Alaska, United, American, which one do you think has the best program for 2026? Not necessarily for you, but for the average person. If someone came to you and said, I'm picking one US-based airline to fly with, or to earn status with, to earn points with, to redeem points with in 2026, which program would you choose?
My answer is nuanced, because I would ask how much money are they trying to spend? And then unless they're spending $250,000, I would say that's dumb. Just be a free agent. That would literally be my answer.
I
Okay,
would
but
say-
if they're not gonna, if they're, or let's say they've got like work travel or something, because I agree with you, like most people just being a free agent makes sense. But if they've got work travel or they've got a business where they can hit that spend, like where does it make the most sense? Or which one do
I
you
don't have a great I don't have a great answer, because it's going to be circumstantial. You know, I hate to be like, yeah, if you're in a hub, then go with that one, because we've disproved that in today's discussion. But if on the flip side, if you're trying to earn miles for a upcoming redemption or whatever, versus trying to get the status for upgrades, I think that makes some sense. But a lot of that can be alleviated or utilized with credit. It's just, I don't know. To me, there's not a great answer. I don't think the status game makes sense for virtually anyone, or very few people, way less than certainly are trying to get into it or want to have the status. It's a great ploy by the airlines to buy customer loyalty instead of letting them be free agent. So on that side, it's brilliant. But on the consumer side, I think most people get burned by it than actually get and reap benefits from it.
Yeah.
So I know that's not at all what you're asking, but that's what I'm on my soapbox.
Go for it.
And I'm gonna tell the people how I feel and what I think.
Go for it.
So thank you, people.
I'll take a stand. A stand.
Okay, please.
If I had to, like, ignoring where I live and spend and everything, like if I just had to pick one that I feel has kind of put together what I think is the best loyalty program as a whole, I'm probably going American. Alaska, I know. I think Alaska actually is the better program, but
Yeah.
in 2026, the smaller footprint of Alaska and Hawaiian compared to American, it's going to make sense for a lot fewer people. What makes it stand out is more niche. Like American is just going to broadly be the better program for most people than Alaska is. Couple it with their generally published award chart on flights, you know what it's going to cost. Award availability with One World tends to be pretty decent. Throw in like America has their web special awards, which I used to book a business class ticket for 50,000 points to Europe last year.
That's what I used to book Australia for 60,000 in business class. So
yeah,
Yep.
like having to pick one that I think is the best, I'd pick American. I think that United has done some good things for people who are loyal to United. I think they definitely win there, but overall as a whole, like I think that American has generally figured it out and kind of balances all of those the best. The biggest downside is you can spend your way to status so everyone can have it. But if your program is built in a way where you've got decent enough availability anyways, like I'm not chasing the status for the upgrades. So I'm going to try to book the class of cabin that I want at the time. And if I get upgraded, that's just a nice plus.
Yeah. I thought for sure when you were starting to say what the biggest negative was, you were going to say that it was actually flying American.
Yeah, there's that. Yeah.
All right, Emily, what's your vote here?
Mine was going to be American just because I think it kind of like threads the needle of ease of acquiring status, ease of participating in the program, ease of earning the points just through like the co-branded cards plus a pretty well-known transfer partner. I think like the availability is another big plus, especially for domestic flights. Like usually if I'm trying to find something that I know is going to be cheaper than other programs, I'm looking at American first. So for me, that's why it gets my vote. I think Alaska is poised to be very interesting in maybe 2027 and beyond, but it's for 2026, I would still stick with American.
There you go. And now before we get too flamed, where's Delta? Where's Delta? Don't worry. I'm gonna address it. There's only 3 of us. We each had to pick one. Delta didn't make any of our cuts, but I want to address why Delta isn't included here. It's a fair question, and like here's the deal. I'll give you the 2-minute rundown. Delta is the only major program with fully dynamic, unpublished award pricing, which makes it really hard to give you actionable advice on. Yes, United and American have flexible dynamic pricing, but you generally know what the floor is going to be and how to differentiate that. We can't tell you book this route for X miles on Delta because Delta might charge you 80,000 miles today or 400,000 tomorrow, but it also might be 20,000 for some reason. Like it's just very unclear of whatever their algorithm is that they're using to draw conclusions to make informed decisions on. That doesn't mean the Delta is worthless. It's far from it. Their domestic availability probably is the best, both in terms of pricing and availability. They're almost always going to have seats. Their flash sales can be absolutely incredible. I've seen points to Europe for 10 to 20,000 points in economy. That doesn't come up all the time, but they're pretty good about actually announcing those flash sales. You can transfer points to them from one of the major banks, so it's easy to earn those. And the Sky Clubs that I've been in, especially the recently renovated ones, are probably the nicest lounges in the US. That you can access without having to be flying international business class.
Oh, I agree. Yeah.
So that doesn't mean that there's not benefits to Delta there, but when we're comparing loyalty program value, like the earning rates, redemption sweet spots, award charts, partner access, Delta just doesn't really compete with the outsized value you get from Alaska, United, or American. There's a reason why if you're booking SkyTeam with points, most people are transferring to other SkyTeam partners instead of Delta because you can just book them for less. So it's more so just not going to win on any of the categories that we felt were important for today's episode. So if you're a Delta loyalist, we are not saying abandon ship because I know you guys feel stronger about Delta than I do about United, even though I admitted that American won today. But if you are choosing where to concentrate a point strategy or this is just kind of a fun way to share information with you all about these different programs. It's fun to make it a little bit competitive and conversational. That doesn't mean one really is the best because it's about what is the best for you. And for some of you out there, Delta is the best for you. So the episodes we covered in this program are just ones that we feel will give the average person more bang for their miles. But that doesn't mean that that's true for everyone. So Delta people, don't worry. We have acknowledged it, but let us know in the comments either way how you feel about us. I'll take it, I promise. So let's close this out with a listener spotlight for today. So this is...
I have an interjection on this before we get started.
Okay.
Yep. It's airport code trivia time. Before looking at where the listener flew from. These are the airport codes. Do you know what they are?
I already looked up the one that I didn't know. So,
well, you guys are no fun.
Wait, I didn't.
Okay, Emily.
I'll play.
GRR to ORD to AUA.
I mean, I know ORD is Chicago, AUA is Aruba.
Okay. Where do they come from?
Grand Rapids?
Yes.
No way,
Winner,
really?
Chicken dinner. Yes.
Yes.
Well done.
Okay. All right.
No one's gonna think that wasn't staged.
So bonus points for Emily.
Yeah.
What is the airport name in Grand Rapids?
Grand Rapids Regional Airport.
It is.
That's what I would think it was based on the airport code.
Gerald R. Ford International Airport.
Okay. Yeah.
I didn't know it either.
Nope.
I only
Wasn't
knew
gonna get that
because
one.
I looked up GRR before sharing this. So
Way to be prepared, I guess.
Yeah.
thanks. So this one goes out to Amy in our Facebook group for her United flight redemption for her family of 4, showing how she used points to escape the cold and go on a nice beach vacation.
Upper Michigan
with her
in the
family.
winter.
Yeah. So she shared that this was her first Friday brag. She and her family just got back from Aruba for spring break. It wasn't the sexiest redemption of all time, but it was a trip we lowered the cost for ourselves so we otherwise probably wouldn't have taken thanks to this group. We flew from GRR to ORD to AUA with United. Round trip flights for 160,000 points plus $300 for all 4 of us on these dates and times we were hoping for. A win all on its own. Like,
Yeah.
Jackpot.
That really is. It doesn't have to be about the sexy redemptions. Like, the point that stood out to me is that you lowered the cost because you otherwise probably wouldn't have taken the trip. So you were able to take a trip during a peak travel time of spring break for a family of 4. To Aruba, which I love Aruba. I need to go back.
Yeah.
So
Beautiful spot. Nice work. Amy.
yes, good job, Amy. So this episode might be one of our longer ones so far, but in the 2-0 vote, our vote was for American, but you've heard someone abstained, and hey, if Congress can do it, that is okay. We will.
Bingo.
Robert's rules.
I vote present.
Well, next time I expect you all to be studied up on Robert's Rules of Order because we will be enacting those for the future episodes. But we've cast our votes. Let us know in the comments below, which airline loyalty program do you think offers the best value right now in 2026? So head to our Facebook group or YouTube comments and tell us your pick. Also, remember, reach out. You can send an email to contact@10xtravel.com who can get it in touch with me. Also, just like comment here on YouTube or Facebook if you have a flight that can be upgraded automatically with plus points. It has to be a domestic flight. I only have 20, but first person I'm able to work it out with is the one who gets it. So comment there is
maybe side note, if you have some expiring and want to help somebody else out, also email.
Yeah. If you have some that you're willing to share, let us know. If we have extra requests, which I'm sure maybe some people do, like we'll forward them to you, and maybe, we can help each other out a bit. So
I think it's going to be pretty under the wire. I think this episode airs January 28th.
Love it. Love it.
yeah.
Last minute.
Yeah.
Last minute.
Yeah.
So I'm on my way to the airport. Can you upgrade my flight?
We got you.
We got you.
So that's the benefit of listening on the way to your airport. So leave those in the comments, reach out. We'll work on coordinating it. Just get in touch with us however you can, because it will be very last minute. So but otherwise, like and subscribe. That's how this podcast gets more visibility, helps other people find us and hear just our lovely voices. And Matt's abstaining from voting. So
present.
So until next time, we are all present. Thank you for listening. And remember, your dream trip just a few points away.